Hi, I'm Jeff Terrell, Program Director with Fenton Fitness and Athletic Center, checking in at the end of week 1 of the hot dog and cereal diet, as I'm calling this little experiment. So only 1 week into it, so not really a ton to talk about. I'll try to keep it short and sweet. So at the end of the week, from the initial weigh-in, down 6 pounds, which that's going to be, all these initial numbers are going to be a little bit skewed since that first weigh-in was in the evening, whereas the rest of the weigh-ins will be first thing in the morning when they're going to be a little bit more accurate. So the realistically, we're probably down somewhere between 1 to 2 pounds, not actually down 6 pounds. But the other health metrics are going pretty good. So heart rate went from 85 beats a minute the first week down to 80 beats a minute. Blood pressure was down from 138 over 90 down to 128 over 80. Body fat percentage, and again, this is going to be skewed sort of with that body weight skewed, so hopefully going forward we'll get a little bit more accurate measurements, but from 17.8% down to 16.2%. So those are the health metrics. The performance metrics, I did some baseline testing this last week, and I will update those probably about every 10 pounds lost. So basically there'll be like a midpoint retest, and then I'll test at the end of this challenge to sort of see how those things. So what I ended up testing, or what I'm going to be measuring, did hang clean, hang snatch, one leg RDL, one arm dumbbell overhead press. So those are sort of strength and power metrics. So I have 2 power, single leg strength, single arm strength, and then we're going to do 2 conditioning metrics. So we'll do a 100-foot climb on Jacob's ladder, and then a 1 mile assault bike ride. What those numbers are right now, I'll post what those are later when I have midway and endpoint assessments, but it doesn't really matter. What we're looking for is, can we improve while eating, quote unquote bad foods throughout the course of the challenge. Lastly, so where the nutrition numbers ended up. So I had at least 1 Kogel hot dog every single day, had at least 1 cup of Fruity Pebbles with marshmallows every day. Both those were done pretty late in the evening, close to before I went to bed. Most days I actually had 2 cups of the cereal. I had the calories to spend on it, so I did. So sort of breakdown on nutritional stats, if you're curious, at the end of the first week. Actually, before I get into that too, so just like I figured I'll sort of cover like the quote unquote bad foods that we're eating during the week, since people seem to think you can't lose weight eating unhealthy or bad foods or whatever you want to call it. So probably in total had 8 to 10 slices of pizza, spread out over about 2 days, Friday and Saturday. Had probably close to 120 ounces of Diet Mountain Dew, so lots of horrible artificial sweeteners. Had 2 quarts of Crystal Light every single day, so more artificial sweeteners there. And what else is bad that I had on a regular basis? Splenda every day in my coffee in the morning. That probably fills up the bulk along with the hot dogs and cereal. But to counter that, there was plenty of good things. Well over 25 grams of fiber every single day. At least a half gallon of water every single day. At least 7 servings of vegetables, fruits and vegetables every single day. Sort of balance things out. So the way the numbers broke down over the first week, average calorie intake each day was almost just under 2,800 calories a day. Fat intake was at 94 grams a day. Saturated fat at 29 grams a day. Sodium was 3,900 milligrams. Carbohydrates just shy of 300 grams, so decent amount of carbohydrates, and in spite of that insulin just being jacked through the roof, still managed to lose several pounds. Fiber was at 48 grams a day. Sugar, which we all know causes diabetes and kills us, was at 110 grams per day. And protein was at 188 grams per day. So those were the initial numbers. I'll check in again in a week. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and feel free to post those.